When the bell rang that morning, Skull wasn't in the classroom. A few seconds passed before someone else, only half enthusiastically, said, "Good morning, future Pokemon trainers." It was Professor Satozai. She was standing in the doorway. As she made her way to the front of the classroom, she whispered, "Jack, do you really say that every day?" Skull, who was following behind her, said, "Yep." Once they were at the front, Skull told his students, "So today I will not be giving a lecture on rock and fighting types. I know, real sad, isn't it? Instead, the lecture will be given by Professor Satozai, my lovely wife and teacher of the classroom next door. She was nice enough to leave her class to their own devices so she could teach us. Can we give her a thank you?" "Thank you," the student said. "You're welcome," Satozai replied. Then she whispered to Skull, "Are they always this monotone?" "Only when I am not," Skull answered. Then he announced, "Satozai will now give the lecture. Go ahead, Sadie." "Thank you, Jack," Satozai said. "It's actually Skull," Skull corrected. "No, it's not," Satozai shouted. "I can't believe I let you get away with letting your students call you that for the past 10 years. Satozai huffed and said, "As I was saying, does anyone know any rock-type moves?" "No, they don't," Skull interjected. "You don't know until you try," Satozai snapped. "So does anyone know any rock-type moves?" One student raised his hand. "Rock smash!" Something without the word rock. Another student said, "Rock throw!" Satozai turned to Skull. "What have you been teaching them?" "Moves." "Your teaching style might be a bit flawed." Satozai looked left and right, then whispered to the students, "His teaching style is totally flawed." All of the students laughed. Satozai continued to teach in this manner. Her bright spirit and attitude kept the class invested and entertained. For once, not one student fell asleep. At noon, all the students left for lunch. Skull went outside and sat slumped against the wall. Satozai noticed and followed him out. "What's wrong?" she asked. "I knew you would do it," Skull said with defeat. "Do what?" "Teach them better. You saw them. They were interested. They were entertained. Why can't I do that?" "Well, your teaching style leaves a lot to be desired," Satozai leaned against the doorway. "Face it, the only reason you became a professor was because I became a professor." "No, I didn't," Skull objected. "I became a professor on my own accord." "You would have become an electrician if you had gone to trade school." "You want to know why I became a professor?" Skull stood up. "I was tired of staying home washing dishes all day while you worked with electrical circuits. I would wait all day long for you to come home. When you got a job as a professor and told me you'd be living there, it was the last straw. I moved in with you so we wouldn't be apart, and I became a professor so I wouldn't take up space. Don't you see, Satozai?" Skull hugged his wife. "I became a professor so I could be with you." "Isn't that what I said before?" Satozai asked. Skull sighed. "You're right." "Love you too," Satozai whispered. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a class to set up for." She let go and went down the hallway. Later that day, Amber was telling Flora about how awesome Satozai was when she heard a knock at the door. When she answered it, she saw Satozai standing there. "Hello, Miss Ketchum," Satozai said. "Does Miss Ginger Snappets live here?"